Hello. Once again, we welcome to the NAACP Roundtable. We always talk about the pressing issues. My name is Ron Handy. I'll be interviewing Miss Karen Stewart, the commissioner, the insurance commissioner. Be able to answer some questions. Today, to my far right, we have Umar Hassan El.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace
Yes.
to all my grandchildren.
And to his immediate left, we have the NAACP state president, Mr. Richard Mouse Smith.
Peace to all the people. Have a good evening.
Okay, how we doing? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get right into the questions,
Okay.
real fast there. Okay, how we doing today? What does what does the insurance commissioner do?
The insurance commissioner regulates the insurance industry to protect consumers. We make sure that they have money to pay you when you have a claim, that they're not insolvent, that they're able to deliver what they promised to do for you, and that's basically what we do.
Okay, why do people need insurance?
Well, you need insurance to protect yourself against a loss, such as if you hit someone, you want to be able to be covered to cover the losses. If you're robbed, you want your home's broken into or your house burns down. So we have insurance to protect ourselves against losses.
Okay, do you get a lot of questions from the regular consumer, the everyday consumer, and what type of questions?
We do. We field somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 calls, 7,000 calls a year. We could get any kind of questions. People lost their life insurance policy that they might be looking for because someone's died. Could be, am I covered because my stove caught fire and burned my kitchen down, and how do I get my insurance company to pay? Or I feel that I've gotten 3 estimates and the price should be this, but the insurance company's only going to give me X number of dollars. So we advocate on behalf of the policyholders. We also go to arbitration on behalf of the policyholders. So there's a lot that we do. We also look over rates that people are being charged for their insurance. Insurance companies will come to us and ask for rate increases or decreases. We do get sometimes some companies asking for decreases, and we also make sure that the insurance companies are solvent to deliver to you what they're supposed to give to you.
You have anything to ask there? Mr. Smith, I see you looking.
Yeah, I call you a lot. I call you a lot on different issues and stuff, and you always respond to me. And then when I ask the people to call you, you always respond to the people. A lot of these calls is basically about car accidents or about insurance dealing with death insurance and insurance that basically health insurance. But when a lot of people call you, or they panic or they very mad, do you have to cool them down? I know you used to send a lot of folks to send them over to Gene Reed. But how do you handle the folks when they call you, especially when they're out of control and they don't know really?
Well, believe it or not, we reorganized our entire consumer service area, and we divided it up into 2 sections. We have a life and health group, which also not only just does complaints, but they also handle rate increases, rates and forms also, and then we divide it to property casualty. So that way you have the disciplines in the same area. So we just did that over the last couple of years, and it's made a big difference, and we're hearing that from consumers, what a big difference it's made for them. Because there's several reasons why a person calls. Sometimes we're the place of last resort. They didn't think to call us, and they're at their wit's end. And we do have to almost handhold, so to speak, even though we're on the other end of the telephone. And we do have people that actually physically come into our building in Dover to visit with us, so we can go over their policies with them. But we do get a lot of phone calls, and we do go over with the people. We when a person calls in, we will contact the insurance company for whatever they're calling about. I mean, it could be calling about a lot of things, but we had one lady call us about not getting her driver's education discount. And this was really kind of interesting because, I mean, this was one person. So we called and checked on it and with the insurance company, and we found out that not only did that person not get their discount for defensive driving, but nobody had for 3 years. So we made the company refund everyone their money for 3 years, plus we levied a fine against the insurance company. So sometimes the consumer is very frustrated when they call us, and some consumers are very educated to what we do, and they call us first before they call anybody else. We also have arbitration. So before you have to get that lawyer perhaps, and sometimes it warrants that you need to get a lawyer.
You do arbitration.
We do arbitration, yes.
And you do if it's, say, health insurance or death insurance or car accident, you can arbitrate those.
We do, yes. If we haven't settled it before then.
Suppose a consumer, I know you deal with race, but suppose a consumer felt that she or he been mischarged or charged too much money when it came to insurance and stuff, or they've been overcharged. Do y'all get involved in that to look at
We do.
those numbers, see if it's
Absolutely.
compatible with everybody
Yes,
else?
that's something we do a lot of. We do double check and call on that person's behalf to check out what they're being charged, to make sure they're being charged fairly.
Okay.
That's a very important issue for our department.
Yes, and can you explain, and I'll come back later, let me say this. Can you explain how many different departments you got inside your department that basically, do you have a special person who take care of death, or a special person who take care of, say, car accidents or health care?
We have we have it set up. That portion is set up by units. So you have your life and health unit, which does complaints for people who are looking for a life insurance policy. Somebody died, they might not be able to find a life insurance policy. We will actually go out into the marketplace and send out information to insurance companies trying to find the policy for the person. We also have health insurance. If someone's, not getting paid everything that they should be paid for their health insurance, that's one unit, and that also does rates and forms. And then we have another unit, which is property casualty, which does your auto and your homeowners. They look at that, plus rates and forms are there also with that unit. That's how I divided it and merged it, because then before the right hand didn't necessarily know what the left hand was doing, and this way, if you have rates and forms and the complaints department all working in unison, if you're calling about your rate going up and you want to know how it's broken down, we can help you, and it's all in that unit of property casualty. If it's property casualty, if it's life and health, it's in that unit.
Okay. Somebody that's looking for insurance, regular lay person, what recommendations would you give them? It doesn't really matter what type, but what recommendation would you give them when they're looking for insurance? Or what do you think is the best practices?
Well, the best practices is shop around, and you may want to bundle. One of the things you may want to look for is would the insurance company give you a better discount if you do your auto and your homeowners? Mm-hmm. Maybe you have a boat, maybe you have a motorcycle. Putting a number of items together can lower your rate.
About
overall.
How much? Roughly,
No, each would differ. It would differ because you have different geographic areas, you have different age of vehicles, different items that you would have in different companies. So we don't. Each one would be different.
Okay.
I know what I pay for with mine, but
Okay. Umar, I know you have a
You've
question.
been a commissioner during the time that the Affordable Care Act has taken effect. Have there been any challenges associated with that?
there's been a lot of challenges with the Affordable Care Act. We partner with, we've done a federal-state partnership, and what we have found, we work with Health and Social Services in Delaware and also with our federal delegation. We're finding that a lot of people signed up for the Affordable Care Act. Some 20-some thousand people in Delaware have signed up for it. And a lot of these people hadn't been covered before, so you're finding very sick people signing up. And what that's doing is it's causing, I'll try not to be too complicated, but I would say the loss ratio, but it causes a lot of losses because people finally have coverage. So they're getting checked out for things that they hadn't gotten checked out for, and they're getting surgeries that they might have put off. And all that's coming in right now, and it's quite expensive. And Delaware, believe it or not, is one of the most expensive areas for hospitals and for
we believe it.
prescriptions. So hospitals in Delaware are about 25% more expensive than surrounding hospitals, and prescriptions were the fourth most expensive state in the country for prescriptions. So that raises our prices.
Do you know why that is, or just how the market
Well, I
is?
think for the hospitals, we're kind of like in a monopoly. We only have a couple hospitals, so that they charge what they charge. The prescription, I don't quite understand why we're the fourth most expensive for prescriptions, but we are. It might be because of certain legislation that's been put on our prescriptions, or just exactly why we are the fourth most expensive
Well, that
state in
leads
the
me
country.
into my next question. Many of our viewers are from low-income households. Are your department, your staff doing anything about to help them out?
We do on several levels. One is nationally. We're looking at, on a national level throughout the country, actually. Everybody's looking at trying to find ways to look at insurances for people of low-income housing, because we're finding low-income budgets, because we're finding people there could be in geographic areas. They tend to be, not everybody, but tend to be, and they're being charged for older cars because their cars are too old. They're being charged because there's a lot more accidents in those particular areas, and that there's a lot of uninsured drivers, so they're picking up the cost for the uninsured drivers, because a lot of insurances are set by geographic areas. So there's a number of issues surrounding that. Plus, sometimes there's what's called price optimization, where people are being charged certain rates because they're being charged higher rates than others, just because of the fact they're a loyal customer and they don't complain and they don't shop around.
That's me.
So they usually, their prices go up when they loyal customers?
Loyal customers is called a loyalty penalty too, and we actually wrote a reg disallowing that.
Can I ask you a question while you're on this? You are always down Dover lobbying for the best, I guess, for a lot of insurance issues and stuff. And I know that a lot of departments work with you and stuff. And when you go, can you basically tell the folks how hard it is to put a bill together, to work cross lines, to get folks to come along with you, then get the governor to their policy director to work with you and try to get a good package out so you can keep those rates down and stuff?
Well, the rates, well, let's take this, two different sections.
Yeah.
Our legislation, we've been
And
very
right
lucky.
now I'm talking about state employees and stuff, because I know that a lot of, like I'm a state employee, co-state, co-private, and I know a lot of our pills, the pills and stuff, have been going up. I know a lot of things have been going up. And I know that you get into a lot of negotiations around insurance when it comes for you. I just want the people to know that, okay, I just want the people to know that there's a lot you do, and there's a lot that you always got to watch out for down Dover. There ain't no change and won't hurt the people and stuff. And
Are you talking about the state employees benefit program for state employees?
Yes.
I am on the committee. I'm one of the people on the committee for state employees, and we're always looking at, now, Delaware is self-insured. So what state employees pay, and there's a large number of state employees, they're able to get a larger discount. They have 2 TPAs, third-party administrators. One is Aetna, the other is Blue Cross, Highmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And as a group, there's several plans that we offer state employees, and we're always trying to keep prices down for the state employees. They have gone up over the last few years because we've had large losses. Last year we had a lot of hepatitis C claims, and we had 3 preemies born, which cost a lot of money, and it did wipe out the state employees plan. Because actually when I came on the committee in 2009, I asked for us to set aside an extra fund for state employees, because we didn't have what is called a stop-loss policy, which would be something that would cover losses if we had a great loss in one area, which we had in hepatitis C. Well, we couldn't afford that policy to go out in the marketplace, so we built into our structure we set aside funds for state employees, and that actually got wiped out last year. So the state employees, our funds and our extra funds that we had built up were completely wiped out because of hepatitis C, which this year we're not finding as many losses for hepatitis C, because hepatitis C, with this new drug that they have on the marketplace, it clears up hepatitis C so that it's not reoccurring. You take it for so many months and then you're clear of hepatitis C. And so it's not a long term, but now we have to rebuild our funds.
It's expensive, I'm sure.
It was very expensive, yes. It just totally wiped out. I mean, we had like just so much money wiped out, because I think we had $81 million in the fund, the extra fund that I had set up, and that was wiped out.
Go ahead.
Is there any looking around at the different distributors of that drug other than going to one specific company?
No, it was a new drug.
Okay. So only
It was
one
new.
company.
So you have to go by that.
Yeah, you
One-
had to go by the. It was one drug. It was a new thing, but the good thing about it is it's not long term.
Okay.
So,
But
we're
I was saying,
finding our funds starting to regrow.
how
again.
many companies dispense this drug where like you could look
be
for
one.
Just one. Okay.
Let me ask you, Karen, that I've been knowing you a long time, and we've been in this fight a long time. You've always been a friend of the NAACP. You always came to our meetings. You're a lifetime member of the Wilmington branch and stuff. And why do you want to be reelected again? Because what I'm saying, it's a fight. It's always a fight with you. It seems like they always want to go against you. You're the best. You're calm. You're patient. You do your job, and you're friends to the people and stuff. You answer the phone calls. And tell us why you want to be reelected, please.
Well, this is the job I love to do. I get to help a lot of people.
Can you talk to the camera and let the people know, please?
Okay. Hi. It's a job I like to do. I like helping people. It's a job where you can actually really do something for people. And when I came into the insurance department, was so much to do to rearrange it. Like I said, we restructured the consumer service area to make it easier for people to call our office and get help. We also, I put in a legal department, and I don't feel like the job's over. Since I've been commissioner, we've given about $500 million to the state because we're a revenue generator. Also, since I've been commissioner, we haven't been funded by the general funds as I'm the first commissioner not to receive any state funds. We give money, a large portion of the money that we give to the state, a portion of that goes to the police and fire, volunteer fire departments, and to the police and fire pension funds. And also, we're the 10th largest state now in the country for written premium. The state's been growing quite a lot. We regulate companies that write about $53 billion and of premiums nationwide, and they have about $600 billion in assets. So there's a lot we're doing, and I'm constantly growing. I came in, we had a captive division. A captive insurance is a form of self-insurance. We were just kind of a fledgling, and we had 38 companies. Now we're the 5th largest domicile for these types of insurance companies in the world. So there's a lot that I've been doing to build the department up, to make us a real national leader and actually a global leader. So we're helping people, and a lot of you don't know what we do, because that's one of the nice things about being insurance commissioner.
Okay, let me say this, Karen. It's a good question, and I think that the people need to, different organizations that I know, because we can't endorse, and there's a lot of organizations that can't endorse, but they can give you the concept of the floor, and have you come out and speak and talk. And if you want to get into the consumer part of your office, it's 800-282-8611, and for Medicaid assistance, call 800-336-9500. Again, 800-336-9500. And I like for you basically just to tell the people that I support you, but I can't endorse you, but I know your work. So get to know her work and get to know her. Give her a ring. She'll answer your call. Give her a ring and ask her the questions you need to ask her. I thank you for tonight, and can you close out?
I sure will. Thanks for being on. You gave a lot of very important information. Like he gave the phone number. People, please call. You know, the best consumer is an informant consumer. Right. That's what I've been taught. So never be afraid to ask a question. I like to say we'll be back the second Sunday next month. I want everybody to realize that, you know, we're here to deliver information.
Explain about the time too.
Okay, the time up until the election, it will not be an hour show. We'll be doing a half-hour show. So the next time you see us will be from 1 to 1:30 on the second Sunday. Please tune in and realize that we're going to keep trying to get our customers, because you're our customers. We want to give you all the information. You know, the best decision anyone can make is an informed decision. NAACP Roundtable.
Hold on, and for Karen,
okay.
Karen, you can always come back. The door's always open.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the show. See you in a couple weeks.
The men of Simpson are at it again.